Yeah.
Whoa.
Welcome to Pool Table Talk Podcast.
Whoa.
We here with the legendary, I gotta say it like that, the legendary Gene Groove Allen. You can put it that way. Man, you know what I mean? Give it claps, man. From the legendary movie House Party, from the Uptown Records, you already know what it is, man. From Tommy Boy to where we at now. It's good to see you, my brother. And I had you in the building.
You know what? I feel like mad love from the whole crew. I appreciate, for real. I'm excited and, you know, whew.
Yeah, it's a lot we got to ask you, man. I'm going to open up to a panel. Brooklyn Beanz introduced the panel. My man, Phantasy.
You already know what it is, man.
Yeah, man. It feel good, man. We ain't done this in a while, right, guys?
That's a fact.
Yeah, you know what I mean? To open it back up, man, we got a house party going on tonight.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
I want to say a shout out to the DJ.
Shout out to my DJ Papers.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Busy.
Come on, man. DJ Papers getting busy.
My man.
You already know, man. So, man, you ready to jump straight into it?
Let's do it, baby.
Let's jump straight into it.
Let's do it.
Uptown Records.
Man.
Let's talk about it.
You know, it's about a boy and a dream, man. You never know how things are going to happen. You know, I'm going to go back. I started, you know, rapping like maybe 12, 13. A friend of mine came back from the Bronx, moved to the Bronx to Long Island. He had a tape. And it was a hip-hop tape. You know, back in the day, that's how we did it. Tapes. It was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I remember, I'm the JECKYLL from the top of World Trade to the depths of hell. And I fell in love. I was like, oh, my God.
For those who don't know who that is,
okay.
let them know who that is.
All right, so Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll ended up being Andre Harrell, president of Uptown MCA, man, Ghetto Fabulous, you know, R.I.P. Andre Harrell. And that scenario, I fell in love with hip hop, and who was to know? 13 years later, I would sign to his label. You know, we were recording, we were doing demos, and a kid from around the way, Nathaniel Tinsley, I call him Boy Genius, because he's, you know, just like you, my brother, mixing, producing, but he was like, I don't know, 15, 16, and he was working with these guys in Queens, and they said, listen, we have this guy's coming, Andre Harrell, he's got one more spot for his label. He's opening, he's starting. You got to go out there. So we got in the car, we drove. I think we did Dragon Breath. for him.
And when you say drag, with Groove Be Chill.
Groove Be Chill. Groove Be Chill. We did this song called Dragon Breath, and we did it in audition for him, and he signed us on the spot. And we were like the last group out of that whole collective to be signed, man. And next thing you know, boom, Uptown MCA, we there, you know, with all the heavyweights.
All the heavyweights, Heavy D.
Yeah.
Speaking of heavyweights, he was leading the leading artist at that time.
He was.
Talk a little bit about that and how the artists were a little bit at competition.
Oh my goodness!
For the because there was a compilation tape that came out first.
Yeah.
So speak a little bit about that.
So it was Groovy Chill, Heavy D and the Boys, Finesse and Quits, Brothers Black, Woody Rock, Marley Marr. And, you know, everybody's vying for a spot. Yeah, DJ Marley Marr. Everybody vying for a spot. Hey, we want to be, you know, but we knew, we come to find out that, you know, Heavy was going to be the money man to move forward. But everybody was trying to get Andre's attention.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, I wanted my single out. I want to get my single out. And it ended up being, you know, Heavy. And we had to sit on our hands for a lot. And I think that's where Groovy Chill had their problems.
Right.
Sitting on their hands, because it was like, you know, we're signed. When are we going to get our spot? When are we going to get our chance? And when you don't get your chance and you think you're ready to go, you know, you start making bad decisions.
Yeah.
You know, we made some bad decisions, but, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But how did you transition to acting from the music career? How did that even come about, moving into House Party?
Nobody knows that. So when the movie dropped, everybody thought we were actors. And, you know, we did, but we were rappers before we became actors. When we did the first video, Hudlin Brothers, Warrington and Reginald Hudlin, many props to them, the Hudlin Brothers. They were the first guys to do Mr. Big Stuff, Heavy D's video, and Uptown's Kicking It. So we were filming Mr. Big Stuff. The call for to be on the set was like, I don't know, 9 o'clock. And in Queens on a Saturday. So, you know, I'm a businessman. I'm a business mind. Like, we're going to be there early, get the best spots, et cetera, et cetera. We got there about like 7 in Queens, and we got to talk to them, and, you know, they were liking us and blah, blah, blah. And I remember I just spoke to Warrington maybe a year ago. I had him on my show. And he said what stood out about Groove Be Chill was the fact that at the end of the shoot, we told them, you know, everybody was leaving. We said, listen, y'all need some help. We'll help you put chairs and stuff up. And he said that stood out because that showed y'all had character. That showed y'all had, you know, y'all wasn't on some old like, you know, we stars and we doing this and that. And they talked to us about like, what did y'all do? Well, we DJ'd, you know. Bilal was the DJ, me and Chill were the MCs, and we would do house parties. So we're working on this treatment, working on this idea about house parties, you know. Tell us about it. So we talked to them about a year, maybe 2 years, about all the things we did, about being drunk, falling out, getting dancing wild, about trying to get to the party on time and your ride is late, people crashing the party, all these different nuances of what we did, what we lived through.
Yeah.
And they wrote a treatment, and maybe about, like I said, 2 years, we were frustrated with Uptown, you know, still no single. We're working on our album. Nobody's giving us any focus. And I said, and them Hudlin brothers, they said they're going to have us in a movie. We got a call. Said, listen, we got a deal. At first it was with Disney. And he said, we want y'all to audition. So we did, you know, we were excited. And you got to remember, usually when you're in front of people and you're auditioning, you already, you know, these are my brothers. You know, we already got our flow. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever you going to bring to us, we going to hit it. Went down there, and we had our scripts. And I have the original script now where my part was play. I was supposed to play. And Chill was going to be Kid, and our DJ, Bilal, was going to be Martin Lawrence's character.
Right.
So, and we went down there, and
Bilal is actually your DJ's
Bilal,
name.
DJ, that's his name. Bilal Milton.
They took the whole name.
You know, they took the name too.
Dragon Breath, everything.
Dragon Breath and everything. And so we went down there, and I'm gonna be honest, we killed it. You guys are funny. Oh my goodness, we love you. We love you. You know, so we're like leaving the place like, yeah, we got this. We out to be pure. Unfortunately, we didn't have a hit record. And they moved from Disney to New Line Cinema, and they wanted some star power. And Kid and Play was hot. You know what I mean? Kid and Play was hot like this. So they ended up getting the roles that we had gotten. And Hudlin Brothers said, well, we're still going to hook you up. We're still going to put you on some spots. And, you know, that's history. From there, we took it. We took it away.
So I'm going to open it up to the panel, because I got some more questions, but I'll be asking away. I'm going to open it up to the panel. You guys got any questions?
I want to know, like, how was it, like, working with everybody? You know, everybody was at the top of their careers. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, now they're greats, but at the time they were just beginning. How was it working with them?
You know what makes it really, I guess, really amazing, nobody had egos. Nobody knew what this movie was going to be. Nobody. You know, we were young, we're in there, we're in LA having a ball, having a house party at the party. And, you know, we all connected full force. Martin Lawrence, Tisha Campbell, AJ Johnson, all these, Robin Harris, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know, Robin Harris.
Yeah, he was legends. But how was the Lord? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. I was
full force is my brother. Those are my jokes. So for real, you know, and I got a shout out to them because they actually came on my TV show that they did. They were my first guest, and they were, you know, they took these roles, and the Hudlin brothers were really cool in allowing us to put our own self into this thing. So, you know, when Lou does that voice of Pee-wee, you know, I'm gonna kick your freaking ass. You know, that was him. That's what he does, you know. Stabbingzilla. Yeah, exactly. You know, you know, legendary Paul Anthony and Be Fine, you know, they work out. They physical. So they was able to really enhance what they were. And give it a little twist, and it really came across. So everybody was working together. I think the biggest part of it was that they allowed us to do the things that we needed to do. Yeah. And if it didn't work, they would say no. But I
think that, and not even to cut you off, I think that was like one of the first films that I seen where it was rappers that did a excellent job at acting. Like, you know what I'm saying? At that time, they got to clap it up. I mean, like, this movie was, like, so you got, like, kudos to the directors who put it together. They took artists and actually made a movie, a real legitimate movie, a classic. You know what I'm saying? Out of guys who really didn't have a lot of acting experience.
I'm gonna tell you, it was a chance. The husbands knew they took a chance, and I remember them telling me the first week of screening, you know, the executive like, Mr. Hudlin, Reggie, we made our money back. You guys are, wow. You know what I'm saying? They were like mad excited, you know, because they knew that this was a hit.
That was probably
So that movie, I don't even know how long New Line Cinema was in existence before that movie, but I know that movie catapulted, you know.
Put them on the map.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And now they are a household name.
Exactly.
In movies, you know what I mean? So,
That's true.
Yeah, so that movie, I mean, clap it up for that, man. That movie, you know what I mean? That movie catapulted New Line Cinema, and we all see that come on in front of a lot of movies every day. You know what I mean? Brooklyn, man. I'm not used to. Did you have a drink that you know it's pissy? It ain't even pissy. Yeah, we gotta get them juiced
up.
That
ain't water. I'm telling you.
I'm used, Brooklyn Beans. Come on now.
Come on, Puerto Rican Sanchez.
Come on, Puerto Rican Sanchez.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yes, sir, man. Just take me back to that time. 19. What the year you shot it? The actual movie was the
88, 89.
Yeah.
You know, we were. Gotta remember, we were still fighting for our spots at Uptown. We found that we were supposed to release an album on Uptown, and Andre's friend, Andre Harrell, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Alonzo Brown was at A&M. He was the A&R person. And A&M Records at the time, you know, they didn't really know rap. Yeah. They were Janet Jackson out. You know, it was Control. But they signed us, you know what I mean? They wrote the check and whatnot, but they didn't have a clue about street and hip hop. But you know, hey, it's a place to be. We were really working on trying to find ourselves, but more importantly, try to get some attention from Uptown, and they never paid us any attention. I remember we did like maybe 3, 4, 5 songs in the studio. We going to New York, spending late nights, days. We coming out there, it's 5, 6, 7 in the morning, coming back from Manhattan. And so we got these 3, 4, 5 songs. So at this time, Andre says, I want y'all to talk to my new A&R guy. So, okay, cool. Ended up being Puffy. So this is first, yeah. No, this is real. This is even crazier. So we're in his office, right? So we're already bitter. Nobody has paid us any attention. Nobody. Everybody like, yeah, we understand. We don't understand. We trying to. So we're sitting in Puffy's office, and he's listening to like maybe 2 or 3 of the songs. And he said, you know what? I don't really hear nothing. But I want us to, you know, try to start from scratch. Let's start from scratch. So, hindsight, ego, disappointment, frustration, not even believing in yourself. Because what I know now is when somebody is critiquing your stuff, sometimes just listen. Doesn't mean they're right or wrong. Yeah. But just listen. But at that time, you know, we on some more like, So we're in his office, and now we steaming, we fuming. To start over. Where were you? Start over. So I remember we get on the elevator, and we leaving his office, and my dude Bilal was like, "Man, get that. We gonna do what we gonna do." So like as brothers, we like, okay, that's the decision. Now, did it make sense? Of course, you know, once again, if I did that now, I'd be like, okay, let me listen to what you got to say. Let me listen to what you're talking about. But back then, you're like, nah, we ain't.
Yeah, because he was fresh and young.
And for y'all that don't know, back in this era, the budgets were a lot bigger for rappers. What was the budget y'all guys were working with?
I think like 250, 300,000.
You know what I mean?
But the thing was, like, not knowing how to really work a budget. Not really knowing, you know, we had Prince Paul as a producer. We gave him like he did 2 songs. That's $50,000. So that's like a quarter of almost our money, which in hindsight, once again, doesn't make sense. You try to, these are my people. Prince Paul's from around our way. Yeah, we should have been like, hey, can you cut that in half? Yeah, but we, you know, Pete Rock did a song on us. He was, you know, Pete was cool. Pete was cool. He, but in terms of just how to run a production budget, we didn't know. And a lot of things we should have asked help for or should have looked out for.
Yeah.
We didn't. And you learn from that.
Yeah, no, most definitely. But on a lighter note, man, who idea was it for you to fan behind your ear like that when you was was you really drunk?
Okay, so
That's the question right there.
That's the question.
So
you know what I mean?
So back in the day, we had our, you drink your 40s,
Yeah,
Old
yeah,
English,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So when they brought Old English, and unfortunately, they brought like a whole 6-pack to set that day. And, you can't drink on the set, so we had to empty it. We put it in cups for later. But then they fill it with water. But the thing is, all the stuff that we did...
You couldn't drink on the set?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
You can't drink on the set.
Oh, okay.
So don't play that.
Yeah.
But, we were literally... the things that we did, like we said, ooh, scandalous, and flatty. That's the stuff that we did, like on the regular. When we out there, that's how we, we did our thing. So a lot of that stuff, when we talked about, I'm getting those digits. All those things. That's what we do.
I'm getting those.
You know what I'm saying? those are those moments. I seen the light. I seen the light. All that's the stuff when we're traveling and we move, we laugh and joke, and all those things we was able to bring to the screen, and the Hullum Brothers allowed us to do that.
That was dope. They allowed y'all to do that.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Allowed y'all to be yourselves.
For real.
That's why that movie came out like that.
Yeah.
They did, man.
Everybody to be themselves.
Yeah.
Great film. Fast forward.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To how did the whole boomerang and all that stuff come effect? And even you had a role in House Party 2 as well.
Yeah. So let me go. So House Party 2, the Hullum Brothers were not associated with House Party 2.
So they didn't even make that film.
It was George Jackson and Doug McHenry. And they did House Party 2, and they gave a call to the Uptown office for us to see if we could get into it. And I don't even think I was invited.
But why not use the same formula?
Because money, different people. What you do 1 year, 2 years, those executives leave. Everybody's filing for a spot, so they gave it to them. And as, even though it wasn't, I don't think it was as successful.
No, it wasn't.
As the original. We got there and we were SAG now because of our being in House Party 1. So when you're SAG, Screen Actors Guild, you get more money. So if I step on the stage, you paying me more on paper. So rather than us doing I think I had maybe 1-2 lines. Literally, I was there for a day, 2 days. Because anything over a certain amount of hours, you get more dough. They wasn't having that. So I think I played a reformed drunk, a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? No, my brother, that alcohol, I had a dream. You know what I'm saying?
I remember that joke.
You see, my brother, the sins of alcohol. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to pull out the Malcolm X. You know what I mean? But it was cool just being back in that game, and now everybody's kind of elevated. Tisha Campbell is elevated, Full Force, Martin Lawrence, all of them are elevated, getting more paper. It didn't come off and as they wanted to, and then I remember the Hullum Brothers got this movie called Boomerang. They gave us a call and said, hey, do y'all want to be in the movie? Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, come on, stop playing. Yeah. And I remember, we was in Manhattan and our roles were these street vendors. And once again, we did some ad-libbing. And for 10, 15, 20 minutes, they were filming myself, my man Chill, and Eddie Murphy, and we were going back and forth, trying to sell him a watch or some gold or something like that. And we were snapping on each other. Now, obviously, Eddie, Eddie's Eddie, he was winning. But, we was holding our own a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All right, listen now, I'm going to tell you, that's enough. It was definitely a situation where, you just wanted to be on that set, you know what I mean? And to see those types of stars. And I think that was the last that, that me and Chill worked together, worked with the Hullum Brothers, because I ended up going back to LA, and I ended up doing What's Love Got to Do with It. And to me, that was one of my biggest, it was big for me because I'd been kind of out of the acting game. The group had disbanded, and now I was out there, talking to agents and stuff like that on my own hustle.
Right.
you know. And I remember meeting with Reuben Cannon, and I read for him. Reuben Cannon is an African American guy. He's been in the business for years, and you know, I had the part that one of the band members. I was reading the part of a band member, which was much longer, but I hadn't had the right height. So I ended up being like the club owner, and I remember sitting in the trailer. So I got Lawrence Fishburne on one side, Angela Bassett on the other side. I'm like, what the?
Now how was that?
That's
Crazy.
It was
Beautiful sight.
because you know, when you're thinking, I'm like, I'm in the trailer. What? You know,
I'm on my way.
Exactly. You know, you don't really at the moment. You don't kind of grasp the moment. You know, and I think that unfortunately in life, you tend to not grasp those moments.
Yeah.
That was a moment that I could say, like, I did it. I'm here. I'm with them. I'm acting with them. I'm interacting with them. We're friends, and that's something I will cherish. That part right there, I'll always cherish.
That's crazy.
You can't buy that.
Nah,
That's crazy. Angela Bassett on two sides.
No, I don't care.
Exactly.
To go into a moment of like rebuilding, like, you know, where we at now, where you at now, you know what I mean, and how did you grow into the man that you are now, post all that success, in front of that post house party, you know, those moments where the phone don't ring. How did you merge into the person you are today?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be mad transparent. I was depressed. So I'm on the sound stage. I'm meeting Sylvester Stallone. I'm meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like literally, like we're shaking hands. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody get to the chopper.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like really like shaking hands. All of a sudden, I'm back in New York.
Yeah.
I'm at my mother's house. I'm back at home, my mother's house.
That's an ego blow.
Yo, you don't even know. It was so bad. I remember when I first went to LA again on my own, I bought this big white terry cloth robe. Like, yeah, it'll be hot out there, 110. I'll be out in the pool with the thing sweating. But I said, yeah, I'm gorgeous though. And I'm wearing my robe. And I remember, this is it. I don't even think nobody knew this. In Paris, I remember PMD. Like, they're friends of mine. We grew up together. I grew up with his family, James Smith. And Paris is on the cover of the Rock Squad. As the DJ.
Yeah.
So he came to my house and said, listen, I got this demo. I would love you. Maybe you can, you know, show some people and see what's up. He didn't know. I had no connections, no connections, nobody calling. I'm depressed. I'm like totally like withdrawn. And I couldn't help him. You know what I mean? So literally I went from years and years blaming everybody, And don't get me wrong, there are some people that could have helped. But I blame myself for letting that stop me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And literally, it took me a while. It took me a long time to first look in the mirror, tell the truth about what I was, what I'm not, and what I want to be. But more importantly, what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I started realizing that it's not about what didn't happen. It wasn't about what he, she didn't do. It's about what I need to do every day. And that's when that's when my life really changed.
Yeah. Man, clap it up to that. Clap it up to that, man. Yeah, no, for real though. You know what I'm saying? So what is Gene Groove Island doing right now?
Man, I'm doing
So
everything. So in toward the end of the 1990s, I ended up doing voice commercials. A friend of mine, Nitro, big shout out to Nitro wherever you are. Peter Work used to be the road manager for New Kids on the Block, and he worked in that whole cog of entertainers. And the kid said, I need a rapper. I want you to see, and Peter knows you. Come and do this commercial. Ended up being a Pringles commercial. and said they want rap. Pringles want rap. I said, cool. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna get in there and like Pringles, popping Pringles, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to put it down. I'm getting ready to get busy. I'm ready to spit bars on potato chips.
Residuals.
So the guy comes in and says, I want you to say, pop the Pringles, pop the Pringles. Cut like chips in a bag. Greasy mess. I said, okay. And I'm, in my head, I'm like, this is gonna be whack. What are you kidding me? Dude, I finished that. I finished it. We did maybe 7 days of working on that commercial. I ended up that first year, I made almost $100,000 on 7 days of work.
Yeah, that's for real though. Come on, shout out to Pringles, man.
I was pop the Pringles, greasy mess. What else? What else y'all want?
What else y'all want? Come on, man.
We from there we went to do honeycombs, and this was crazy because they did two types of honeycombs. One was MC Search was on one. He was, hey, yo, I got the taste of the crunch. He rock. Mine was like, taste. That was crazy. But I was like, I'll take it though.
Yeah. Blessing.
I made it.
So you made more money,
dude.
You made more money off Pringles than you did off House Party.
More. The running joke is Kid and Play made about $5 million. We made about 5,000, but we're not bitter.
And it's crazy, like at the end of the day, that's how Hollywood is. That was you guys' story.
That's how the game.
That was you guys' story. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, man, it's a life situation.
It is.
You know what I mean? It molded you to the man you are today. You know what I mean?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing the voiceovers. So maybe about 4 years ago, I decided to get back into voiceovers. I do my day job thing, but it's not really my passion. My passion is getting out there, entertaining, touching people, connecting people. And so I decided to, I went to voice acting school. I took a class to a school to really learn the trade of, how to market, how to pronounce, how to enunciate, how to make your voice marketable. Yeah. And, I was able to, connect. And through that, I'm telling you, God has a journey. Even, it's never what you think it's going to be, but it's going to be what it is because he said so. Indeed. And I started voice acting, and so I went on LinkedIn. I looked up voice acting and voice productions and all this kind of stuff in the metro area, DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, for people that don't know. And I saw this studio out in Silver Spring, and I reached out to them, TFN Studios. I said, hey, I'm Gene Gurallen. This is what I've done. I had a press kit. I had an electronic press kit. I had my demos. I said, hey, I'd love to be able to help you market whatever you're doing. So they reached back out to me. And they were like saying, we know what you do. We're a big fan of House Party. We want to talk to you. So they talked to me, and I was supposed to be a guest on their show. They just kind of revamped it. It's a faith-based kind of show, faith-based network. But they wanted
I checked it out too.
They wanted to kind of change it a little bit, kind of more contemporary, more relative, community, entertainment, etc. So I said, sure, I'd love to. And said, we can talk about content later. So I said, I can do my show. I can be creative. I was supposed to go to New York, shoot the show. Maybe 2 or 3 days later, they canceled. They said, listen, we're going to cancel. I was like, but we're going to talk to you. 2 days later, they called me and said, listen, how would you like to be the host of our flagship show? I said, what? You ain't said nothing but a word. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? And exactly. And literally through them, I've been able to connect and talk to. I interviewed Curtis Blow, Geechee Dan, Planet of the Tapes on Rock the Bell. Shout out to Geechee Dan. Jay Quan, he's a top editor at Rock the Bell. Shout out to Jay Quan. Big Leslie Seeger, that's my sister, that's my girl. We living single, the dancer. All these icons, Paul Porter, musicians, full force. They were my first guests. Come on now. They were my first guests. They came from the Poconos to Uptown to White Plains.
That's what's up, man.
Renee Ford Foster, she's like sits on the board of the Universal Hip Hop Museum, getting ready to open the Bronx. So all my friends and family came to support me, and that's how I've been moving now.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Indeed, man. Man, listen. And I met you, we were on the minority business with him.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, you know what I mean, what you're doing in the community and how did that tie into like everything? Like where we was at on the black business.
I've always been in. So let me go back. So I get back from LA. I'm depressed, and in New York, either did a couple things. Either sold drugs. I can't do time.
With the jump shot.
Either become a jump shot. Either become a police officer. I shoot first. Work in a hospital. So I worked in a hospital, and that led me to actually becoming. And working and becoming, I got my, I worked in a brokerage firm. So I got my brokerage, my financial advisor's license, and I got my nursing license. I actually can nurse. I can save you some money, or I can save your life at the same time. I became an LPN, and that's what I did to get my hustle. So that always got banking and money has always been a thing, because if you can't make the money, try to work it so you can make your money somehow, some way, flip it. And I got into the bank side and, did my thing and developed into now I do small business, and I focus on minority-owned businesses because it's important. Businesses make the world go round, but minority businesses puts food on the people that you see every day in your community. So it's important to me to help them bring their resources, try to make sure that they understand what it is and what it ain't. And if I can't help you, I'm gonna take you to a place where you can get help. And I think that's important. And when I met them, it's interesting because I went to this event in this area, and a lot of minority businesses, and even though I might not have been able to help them in terms of what they need, what I can do for them, I've been able to put them in places or put them in front of people that can. So that's important. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
That's important.
Gene, Groove, Adam.
Word.
Hey, listen, I know y'all got something. Y'all got something. I know, because see, you've been holding on something.
Hold on.
You've been holding on something, you nut.
But look, that's what I got to know.
Uh-oh.
On the set of House Party, who was hitting who?
Who was Sneaky Links? Where are the Sneaky Links? Who was the Sneaky Links?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and then this is straight up. It wasn't. If they were doing stuff, they wasn't doing it where you was like, yo, they doing that? Because and it definitely wasn't in terms of like all the characters, the main characters. Because actually we were used to hang out in the extras. They had like maybe 200-300 extras, and they was in this big part of the big stage, sound stage. So we would hang out there because that's where the fun was at. If you wasn't on the set, you'd be at the with the extras, just hanging out. And let me see, who was there? Marsha Ambrosia was an extra. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, for real. So if they were doing the thing,
It was with extras.
they would make sure
with extras.
They was yeah.
But listen,
yeah.
but no, all seriousness though, have you talked to like Shireen or any of them, like because I haven't really heard anything from like you see what Gina has done or anything like that, but. Like, what's Shireen doing nowadays? If you
follow her, she's on TV One, AJ Johnson. She has her own show. She's like a huge following, and she's matter of fact, she's always been like a personal trainer. You know what I'm saying? She's about her fitness, and
because she had that fitness joint on in there. Yeah. I remember that suit. I was a kid. That was my favorite. If you out there, I'm sorry. If you out there, Shireen, I love you.
AJ doing that thing
Shireen.
She's doing her thing now.
Man.
She's literally like she has this show. I forget the show. It's about helping couples and people evolve and whatnot.
I like that. Man.
And she does a lot of traveling to Africa because she's from Ghana. I think she's from Ghana.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So she's doing a lot. Follow AJ Johnson. She's an incredible spirit, incredible person. We had a reunion a Hollywood reunion, maybe about a year ago, where everybody was there. It was Full Force, myself. It was my man Chill. It was AJ, the Hudlin brothers, with Reggie. Who else? There was a couple of other people, and we
That's
were all
what's
kind
up,
of going
man.
back and forth, you know, virtual, which was cool, which was real.
Yeah,
cool.
that's all right, man. That's all right to
Which
keep
is cool.
to keep that family together after all them years.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
kind of hard. It's kind of hard, and like I said, you know, in terms of your journeys, you never know where you know you're going to be or how it's going to affect. Like I told you, like going forward, you know, you guys are down with me. You know what I mean? And that's real talk. Whatever I can do to reach out. You know, I work with this group now, New Jack Kings, and they are. How can I put it? So all right, so they reached me on IG, IM, whatever, DM me and said, "Hey, you know, Groove, you know, we like you. We'd love to have you in this video." They went out and they did this song. They're really '90s New Jack swing, and they went and had wanted Fat Man Scoop to do some ads for them. Sent them the songs called Daydreaming, and he loved it so much that he sent it back to him. He remixed it with him on it, like the whole song, and then spoke to him and said, "Listen, you know," and that's why I say God, man. I'm telling you, God is like just like boom, boom. He said, "I don't want nothing from you. I just want to help y'all and try to guide y'all." So like literally, his production team is going to do like 2 of their videos. So they called me, said they were paying homage to House Party. Would you like to be in it? I said, sure, I'd like to be in it. Got to know these guys, and they were to the point where I just felt something. And I said, you know, I'd love to do a song with you. So they ended up doing a song called Payday. I rode out to Jersey. And this is the first time I met him face to face. And what I realized is, you know, coming back from where I was, you don't know what you're walking into. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, I'm driving to Jersey. All right, let's see what this. I walked into the house and I felt so much love, like I feel here. I felt like mad love, mad family. His daughters, they're the cutest, sweetest things. They're in the corners around Christmas time, and they're setting up the tree and whatnot. So I meet Chemo. DJ Kimo, I meet B&A Allen. He comes in and we're hugging and like, yo, this is family. Go into the studio, drop the song, and then 3 weeks later they want me to manage him. So now you got to remember, you know, I got flashbacks from management, you know, from Uptown. I'm like, oh boy. Listen, let me just guide you. I'm just gonna walk you through and just give you some counseling. You know what I'm saying? But they go, no, say manager. You're the say it. So, you know, finally it once again, sometimes God puts in front of you and just accept it. So I accepted it, and ever since then we've been rolling.
Yeah, accept the road, man. Gotta clap it up for that, man.
Yeah. New Jack Kings. Gotta follow them. New Jack Kings, NJK, they're doing things. Daydreaming, and thinking of you. You know, they're doing things, and that's why I say I am going to be a conduit to whoever I get in contact with. You guys, you brothers, whatever I can do going forward. Real talk, because I know that we were talking about purpose before.
Yeah, definitely.
Talking about purpose.
Talking about purpose.
2 scenarios. I was in LA with my man, Chill. He had this show called Brothers, and that was with Carl Weathers, who's my like hero. Like there is no tomorrow, Rocky. You know, I'm like sitting there like, oh my God, I'm fanning. For real, Michael Strahan. I'm fanning. I am fanning now because I'm like this is Apollo Creed. Apollo, I'm sorry, Apollo, I'll do it tomorrow. So we're at his spot. He's on the coast, like the water. His condo was like it's crazy. You hear the water. So we're on the rooftop and we talking about, all right, you know, to do this, you want to come back, blah blah blah. You gotta have a purpose. And for I'm saying a long time, years, I was looking outside. Call it gap. Gotta have a purpose. I was looking outside, finding a purpose. And I realized when I started seeing the light, I see the light. I see the light. I realized that the purpose was inside of me.
Yeah.
I'm the purpose. The purpose is inside of you. And so I say, you know, my job, my goal is to help you guys and uplift you as much as I can. Whether it's this much or that much. Because that's my purpose.
Yeah, indeed, man. Gotta clap it up for that purpose, man. I'm sorry, man. And we're gonna get an ooh shot in here. Ooh, he need some of that blend mix.
This stuff right here makes show hard. Diesel, baby.
Rock. And when you hit that, you say rock diesel, baby.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
No cap. Hey, let's get him some champagne before we get this music going, man. Yeah, a little bit of that Moski right there.
I love this. Love this.
Yep, there you go.
Can I ask one more question?
Almost
Go ahead, definitely.
Sure.
Now, when you was on the set of House Party, how was you able to hold in your laughs? Because I knew
that was hard.
I knew it.
That was hard. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I did my spin. I'm on the floor.
Mm-hmm. How many times you did that?
Man,
that spin on the floor.
A lot of takes. And that was a tight suit. And that was a big
Come on, man.
But so I'm on the floor. So there was a scene where Play trips over me. When he's going to the kitchen. He says, Groove, you always at my party drunk. He did 30 takes, but every time he fell on the floor, he kneed me in my groin. On purpose. That was the running joke. I didn't know it. So by the time I got to the 10th one, I'm like, oh, I need a cup. You know what I'm saying? So trying not to laugh on the set. Robin Harris, incredible.
The legend Robin Harris.
Yes,
man. Yes, the legend Robin Harris.
You know, I can't remember his name now. John. Oh my God. John. The comedian. Hey, baby. Public Enemy. Come on.
Public Enemy. John Witherspoon.
So we just went to the set because we knew he was going to be on there. Man, that dude. Comic genius. He just spitting stuff out. Hey, baby. To this day, we said, hey, baby. Yes, you do have some nice ones.
To this day,
man, it's like, you know, those moments, it'll never be replaced, but those moments always stay inside of me because I can laugh at any time and remember like I was there and we heard and we were part of and we seen and we laughed and we joked and it was a great experience, man. It was a great experience.
Indeed, man.
Talk.
Man, let's get this shot in, man. Let's get a ooh. Even though Fred ain't here, let's get a ooh. All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. Ooh! Let's get it, Papers.
Let's get it.
Get busy.
My man.
Groove Island, I love you, man. Thanks for being here all day long, man. Beautiful spirit. I love you, my guy. Let's get it, man. That's right, baby. Here we go.
Hey, look. Hey, hold on, Groove. You gotta give us something real quick.
Just a little bit, Groove.
You gotta give us some Groove.
Just a little bit, Groove.
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see where I'm going. Let me see. Hold on. Here's the move. Nah, man, that was the last record. I started with zero like I was butt naked. Now I'm down there to do my thing as I roll with the New Jack Kings and what they bring. That's right, I'm down with the New Jacks. King of swing, not a throwback. Me and Boo, B&A, as a throwback. DNA and then it's like that. They try to stop me, keeping the crew, they try to rock me. Keeping in the crew with the brew, they try to rock me. I know you know I'm just dreaming my legacy, cause I'm the GROOVE.
Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, man. Love Groove.
My man.
Thank you. Legend. Give that man his flowers while you here.
The legend.
Yeah, man, the legend.
From the Table Talk Podcast.